One last question. I know you've been in the studio off
Yeah,
and on
yeah,
lately.
always, yeah.
So what's coming up next for you guys?
Well, I mean, I was just at the latest Ben Stiller movie. I saw it just last night over at Tinseltown. And it's got two of our songs that run throughout the movie. So there was some stuff that we did, had to be about 6 months ago, where we did some music, and you don't know if it's going to be used within movies or soundtracks or however it's going to be. And in the past year, we had one on the Spider-Man soundtrack. We have one, two in this new Ben Stiller movie. We had one on this Jessica Alba movie that came out. There's been 3 or 4 different commercials that came out in the past 6 months that have Flaming Lips music being used in them. We did a theme song for a Walt Disney Disney cartoon that's in production. There's a Dustin Hoffman movie, I think, that's using one of our songs at the very end. And so in this space between finishing a record and being on tour and not really having an agenda to make a new record, because we're still doing music for the film Christmas on Mars, there's all these opportunities to do other things, and that's the hardest thing I think about sometimes being a semi-successful rock band, is there's just so many things that you suddenly get to do. There's a lot of opportunities. And so working with these different directors and doing these different movies were things that even 2 years ago we said we wanted to do them. And then even within the structure of being on tour and promoting records and all that, luckily, as the Flaming Lips, were organized and experienced enough that we can say, well, let's do these things as well. So all those things are utterly interesting, because you're not just working from your own design all the times. You're working with directors are coming in and saying, well, I need a song that kind of does this, or I need to shape it like this. Doing the song for the Disney cartoon it's 45 seconds. I mean, songwriters get used to. I was at this thing a couple of months ago where Jimmy Webb was there. And songwriters, they show up and they're ready to tell you their life story. And these Disney people come in, it's like, we only need 45 seconds. And sometimes a great song, the introduction alone is 45 seconds. So it really is a challenge to your way of working, that you have to do this, say it, and it has to work and be over in 45 seconds. And so all those things are a lot of fun. And I think, there's an element of extracting your own vision, your own ideas that's rewarding, but there's also an element of just being able to play around with other people's ideas and unknown ideas. That's fun as well. So we sort of take on anything that we think is interesting that leads us down some unknown path. And it's a great way to be.
Yeah. Well, Wayne.
All right, Gene.
Hardest working man in show business.
You didn't sweat very much at all.
Thanks for coming, Wayne. Appreciate it. Enjoy it.